So I heard you guys wanted me to do an SMP tutorial. So here's some of the stuff you're going to need for this. You're going to need GitHub, the yoshimaster's actual thing. I'm going to say clone or download and zip. This would be in the description below. You're going to need maybe GIMP and maybe Wings 3D for your modeler. I'm just recommending these. I'm not going to show you how to model and stuff. Just look up a tutorial. There's many great ones out there. And you can maybe look up somebody, I don't know, who's really good at it. Then you're going to also need this open. It'll be in the description. You're going to say download file now. And for me, it just automatically downloads. But you're going to go for this thing, and it's going to be like, oh, please enter this number. Just copy and paste that number into the box right next to it, and you'll be fine. So now that we have that over, I'm trying to make a little exe that you run. You just type in the obj name in the config, and it automatically exports the file and makes a temp folder. Sadly, this may not happen. So what you want to do is, sadly that may not be actually working. Well, it's not working at the moment. So what you want to do is come to the desktop, make a new folder, and I'm just going to call this SMB tutorial is what that's short for. Whatever. And then you're going to come in here, you're going to make a new folder, and you're going to call this TMP. So this will be used later by some other software. Once you download yoshimaster stuff, by the way, of going over here and pressing clone or download, download zip, once you do that, you're going to come over here and work your way to downloads. This is under this PC. And you should find SMB CNV master.zip. You're just going to double click on that, and you're going to come over to your main desktop and double click on smb.tut. Now that should open two separate windows. You're going to come back to where the master is, and there should be a file inside of the zip folder that you just opened, or double clicked on. Just double click on that just to come back, just to go in even further into it, and then you're going to click on Windows. Now you're going to move main.exe into the smb.tut that we just made, and these two exes, we're going to just select them with the mouse and drag them over to where we also put main.exe. Now once that's done, you're going to come in over here into sample, and you're going to copy these and just drag it right over here into smb.tut. You can use any obj and mtl and config file. Save. I'm going to delete that config file. So once you do this, you're going to also need to come in back into SMB master, and we're going to come into gx.utils.zip. We're going to go into GX model viewer, and we're going to take every file in here and drag it over into smb.tut. Now once this is done, you should have a lot of folders. So now what you want to do is type in ask me anything, or the search bar down here, or the start bar search thing. You're going to type in C, an M, and a D, then press enter. This will open something called command prompt. You're going to press CD. In the command prompt, you're going to type CD, and then put 2 periods behind it. Do this twice. Now once this is done, you're going to come over to smb.tut and come up to wherever this thing is that looks like this, and you're going to click on it and select everything but C:/ blah blah blah. You're going to select everything but the C:/, and you're going to say Control C, and then come back over to command prompt and do a Control V. Now you're going to press the left arrow right before this thing, and you're going to type CD and a space. Then you're going to press enter. Once you're here, that would take you to your folder thing, and you're going to type in main.exe, and we're going to leave that there. And then we're going to type in st, or 099 in this case. This is just your obj file name. Replace it with whatever it's named, obj. Now, once we have this typed in, we can minimize it for now and come back over to our smb.tut folder. We're going to take this and say new, and then new text document. We're going to name this just config, all lowercase. Leave it a txt file, by the way. Double click on this and come in and type start. You're going to do a space and then 2 brackets and put a 0 inside the brackets. Then you're going to do .pose, then .x. You're going to have to do whole numbers. They can be decimals, I believe. I'm not too sure. but I'm going to keep it a whole number, and I'm going to put my x at 0, just for simplicity's sake. Now, I'm going to copy and paste this, and change the x to a y, and then copy and paste it one more time, change it to a z. I'm going to change the start y to 6, and that's it for that. Now we're going to copy and paste all the pose start stuff that we did, and everything, just select it with your mouse, and copy, do a return, and copy and paste it. Once this is done, change all the poses to rots in the newly copy and pasted start command stuff, and keep replacing all the pose and rots all the way down to Z. Now to be facing towards the goal, you're going to change the Y number to 180, and that should place you towards the goal, facing it. So now you're going to copy all the start stuff, and you're going to do double return right here, and you're going to change all the start to goal. Now you want to make the Y rot 270, so it's facing you, and yeah, it works on a 360 basis. It can be negative or positive or decimal. Now you want to do a return, and you're going to say fallout, and then you're going to dot pose, and then dot x, and you're going to say equal sign. This also needs brackets with a 0 inside of it. If you want to, real fast, if you want to do multiple goals, just copy and paste the goal and change all the zeros inside the brackets to ones, and like this, and then just change the position, and it would make another goal. And this also reminds me, under goal rot.x.z, you're going to type goal, and then the number 0 inside of there, and you're going to say dot type, and then you're going to say dot x, and then equals b. That makes it a blue goal, G makes it a green goal, and R makes it a red goal. In this case, I'm going to keep it as B. Come back down to the fallout position, and we want to set this on the y-axis, so we're going to do pose.y, actually, fallout, bracket 0, bracket, dot pose, dot y, and then we're going to set that to -10 in this case. Now we're going to do a file and save, or Control S for short if you want to do that. I'm going to close it. Once this is done, you should have everything ready for your config. Now, what you're going to do is come back over to the command prompt that you hopefully didn't close. You should still have main.exe type and your obj file name right after main.exe, separated by a space. You're going to put another space here, and you're going to type in config.txt. Now keep in mind that for your obj file, you have to have the textures also in the same place where your file is, just for later use, and also the same place where your config is, just to keep that in mind. Now come back to your command prompt, and I just want you to press the enter key. If all this junk pops up, or it says parsing obj file, and you get some syntax errors, that's perfectly fine. That just means that your obj file is working. I won't be showing how to do bananas in this tutorial. That would be a later tutorial. But yeah, this is just the basics. And yeah. So once you have that done, go into your temp folder that we made earlier, and you should see output.lz.raw and a bunch of other stuff. Now you're going to come over to where you pasted lz.fix and lzcd.ec. You're going to move these both into your temp folder. So once you have this, you're going to open up lz.cd.ec. You're going to copy and paste this right here into source. You're going to put a backslash that's under backspace above enter, and you're going to copy and paste this name. Now we're going to do the same thing for destination, but we're going to add to the end of it lz.s to the name of the output.lz.raw.l blah blah blah. Now it has a LZS on the end, and it should look like this. Now we're going to press compress, and that should make a new folder. Now we're done with this for now, and we're going to double click lz.fix. It should come up with a warning. If it doesn't, that's great, but you just say run away, and it creates this. Now I'm going to copy this real fast. I'm going to come back to smb.tut, and in project 1, I'm gonna, or in the project 1 folder here that's apparently here, I'm just gonna paste, oh no, I don't know how that got there. Please excuse that. I'm gonna make a new folder and I'm gonna call this level 01. And I'm gonna paste the output.lz that we got from doing the output.pix into the new level folder, level 01 folder. Now we're done with all the main.exe and everything confusing. Now what you do is you go into the copy and pasted GX model viewer. It's going to say probably this, you just press more and then run away. Now what you're going to do is import an OBJ or an XML file. You're going to copy and paste all of this time. You're going to paste it right into the bar here. Now this should bring you to this folder. You're just going to import the OBJ that you want. You press yes, and this is something what it should look like with textures and everything. What you're going to do is come over here and say save stpl as, and then you're going to go over into the level folder you want it to be in. You're going to just save this as something cool. I don't know. Level 01.tpl. Save it. Same thing with the GMA. You want to save it as the same name as the TPL. Just make sure that you don't override the TPL. That can easily happen. Yeah. Now you should get something that looks like this. If you do, you have done the tutorial hopefully completely correctly. To make sure that your output.lz is working, left click on it once, then right click on it. Then say edit, and it should have all this gobbledygook. If it doesn't, and it just has like some weird YPASD symbols and some brackets in the front, that means that you did it wrong. In this case, I did it right, hopefully. Now, if you've made it this far, what you're going to do is open this that I told you to download. It should be in your downloads folder, which I'm going to work my way back over to. And it should be under gcr.zip. You're just going to copy this exe or drag it into the folder where your newly made monkey ball level is. You're going to double click it to run it. It should pop up this window. You're going to click on image, then open. Then you're going to make your way to where your Super Monkey Ball ISO is. You're going to click on test, and I'm going to put this in the first level, which is under gal._1, and or it should be, or gal._h, I think. Yeah, gal_h. That's the first level, which is the first beginner level. Now, for the advanced levels and extra stages and such, it's a little bit different because of how this works. They're not all orderly numbered, so you're going to have to look up or find out the numbering by using either the debug code along with Dolphin or something else, your emulator of choice. Now once you've made it, you're going to click the plus button right by the st001. You're going to click on stage 001.lz and you're going to press import. Now you're going to work your way to wherever you saved your SMB. For me it's SMB tut, and this is right on the desktop. And I'm going to go into level 01. Now I just click on output.lz, and in this case you would press open. I'm sadly not going to. Do the same thing for TPL, and same thing for the TPL. In this case I'm not going to open it, and the same thing for the GMA. Now once this is done, you save changes. You can change all the name and stuff over here in the custom logo that you want to appear in Dolphin, as you can see here. After that, you're just going to open up your emulator, open up the ISO wherever that may be, and then press play and run it. You will know if it worked if you get custom levels running as I have in my other videos. Otherwise, this means that you've done it incorrectly, or you haven't made a temp file, or you're getting errors with the GX thing, which I've gotten by not having the textures be named right, or having them be a TGA. Actually, let me real fast mention, the textures have to be in PNG format. They have to be in PNG format or be in P format. Otherwise, it will not work. It won't. They also have to be in the same file and under the same name as your level. So if you do not have it by your level, this texture, or not a PNG file, this will not load it, and you cannot export the GMA files or TPL. Make sure that this is also under monkey ball up here in the game. I did not mention that earlier. It just exports less, it makes the file smaller, easier to import. Overall, it's recommended, but it's not necessary. I do recommend doing this though, and deleting your TPLs first, and then saving them. Same thing with your GMA if you did this. Make sure that this is like this. Once that's done, you can just open up your monkey ball and play it like you would, and you should get custom files as I've shown off in the past. So yeah, if you haven't seen my video on the custom levels, I recommend watching that. I showed some of my custom levels I have so far, currently working on advanced. But yeah, that's how you make a nice custom level.